Welcome to Retrograde. This is episode number 55, and today we're going to be discussing Warcraft 3.
Wait, what? I thought we were doing GTA 2.
55, that's double digits!
Woo! My name is Jack Marshall. I'm joined today by Anthony Hobday.
Hello.
Lizanne Fisher.
Hi.
And James McFadden.
Alright.
Whee! Back once again to Retrograde Masters.
Yeah.
I'm going to start opening the show by just quickly saying a big thank you to everyone who listens to Retrograde and who especially goes over to Psycon.tv and has become a patron for the network. Because this week we've been able to buy our first bit of new equipment, a little mixer, which I've been playing with all week.
Yeah. Woo!
Woo! So it's a bit, just want to say a big thank you for everyone who has supported us so far, and hopefully this episode should sound a lot better.
Hopefully. Well,
Yeah.
we are still rubbish. So
We're still
you know.
rubbish.
This is in a precarious position now, doesn't it? Because if it in fact sounds worse, then they're like, yeah, our money isn't really getting out. I think I'm going to stop doing it. So if you hear that, don't do that. Just trust in our incapability to work with new technology.
Yeah, it's true. And also, it's all about the dialogue. But yeah, it's quite a pretty little mixer. It's got more knobs on it than Anthony's dreams.
Yay.
So-
He scripted that, guys. He
I
scripted.
don't
Skip
understand
that.
that joke. Why do my dreams have knobs on
Don't
it?
worry, Anthony. When you're older, we'll tell you what it means.
I agree.
Right, but he
Yeah.
said it has more knobs on it than Anthony's dreams, and my dreams don't have knobs
Dude,
on
I
them.
have seen your dreams and they are perverse.
There's
They're
just
ridiculous.
knobs on everything.
Like, it's adorned. It's baroque with knobs.
Oh, it's good. Anyone got anything they want to share?
Yeah, boy, I went up to Glasgow. No, I went up to Edinburgh. I went to Glasgow, then Edinburgh, this last week for my sister's graduation. She graduated from Edinburgh with a first in Scottish literature.
Wow.
And the ceremony they have for the graduation in Edinburgh is insane, because obviously it's one of the most prestigious, oldest UK universities, and God, they take it seriously. They're all wearing robes. They talk about this society of education people or whatever.
Have you not been to a graduation ceremony before?
No, and certainly not at
Right,
Edinburgh.
okay.
I
Takes
get
about-
the impression that they take it super seriously
About
there.
3 hours.
Hull
most
took it
of
really seriously as well, and that's just Hull.
The chamber they have specifically for graduating in Edinburgh is like its own tiny little cathedral. It had it had a pipe organ there. It was ridiculous.
Nice.
But she was there with her baby because she got a first and a baby in the same year. And
pretty good
Overachiever. Overachiever much?
there was a moment where they were doing this really, really pompous, pretentious monologue speech thing, and the dean of the uni or whatever was up there and talking. He was wearing a white wig and stuff. He wasn't really. And then there was a moment of silence, and Kirsty's baby just goes, "Ugh," and the entire auditorium starts laughing. He just told them, it was silent. His little screech echoes throughout the entire building.
Ringing
and
through the
everyone
halls.
is laughing at
That's
him.
amazing.
And apparently it was being broadcast on the internet as well.
Yeah, I tuned in. I watched.
Yeah.
Good.
Right, but we're being broadcast on the
Ah.
internet, James.
How has your sister's baby not become a meme? You need to find that and then meme it
I
up.
think she'd probably kill herself if her baby became a meme, to be honest.
okay.
That's no life for a child.
Well, don't do that then, because
That's no life.
yeah, that wouldn't be good.
It was interesting.
I had my mind blown this week. Something really exciting I want to ask you guys about. So I had a friend.
Wait, did you
fan
discover
of-
that the fridge is cold?
No. Fan of the show. My friend Alicia came over from Australia to visit, and while she was here, I happened to mention, because she's Australian, so this makes sense. I happened to mention Take That. She'd never heard of Take That,
Wow.
and I was just blown away. Not because she'd never heard of them, but more at the thought. I was like, oh my god, she gets to go and listen to the back catalogue of Take That for the first time.
Oh, Jack, I love you. That's so sweet.
But it really made me go, oh my god, and she was like, put some Take That on. I was like, no, go home, sit down, put your headphones on, crank up the bass.
Did you take a moment
light,
to get
light a candle, pour yourself a glass of wine.
But it was it's one of those things, and I was going to ask you guys, but it might be a bit too long for banter, but what thing would you erase from your memory so you could enjoy it for the first time? Imagine that. Listen to Take That for the first time. all in
I
a
would
row.
erase quite a few video games that
Yeah.
I've already played. I would erase them from my mind so that I could
Pokemon
replay
Gold,
them and
Pokemon
re-enjoy
Silver.
them. No, actually, the first
Yellow.
one that came to mind was actually Super Mario World.
Yeah.
Because I know that game like the back of my hand, and so to not know it
Well,
and
if
to
you-
replay it again would be amazing.
If you forgot that one but remember all of the other Marios, you're probably like, oh, well, this is...
Well, okay, fine, but Jack asked a question. I was giving
Well,
a
listen, I'm
response.
just telling you why you're
It's
wrong.
not realistic, James.
Okay?
What would you erase, Anthony?
I'd erase meeting the three of you.
And then never relive the experience.
I was going to say, I wondered if you
Never
did that.
moved to Brighton.
And then we met, would you be friends with me? If I went, hi Anthony, and you were like, get away from me, you weirdo.
How How do you know his name if you've never met?
A bit like
Anthony's the one whose memory's gone.
a bit like the storyline from.
Wait, hang on a
Eternal
second.
Sunshine.
Yeah.
Jack, that situation would literally happen in reverse, because even though we're already friends, I say to you, "Oh, how's it going, Jack?" and you go, "Get away from me, you weirdo."
I was going to say the first 10 seasons of The Simpsons. I'd erase.
Oh, really?
Because if I watch those now, I'd probably wee myself.
You
from
should
laughter.
erase season 10 onwards. Then you don't. Then you have no idea they ever happened.
Yeah,
That's a good point.
That's true. Yeah.
I would erase World of Warcraft because that game consumed me for a number of years, and that
Yeah,
to
but you don't
relive
That
those
defeats
glory
the
days.
purpose
Yeah,
of
but
this
that's- you don't wanna
episode.
get that back into,
to
dude.
relive those glory days.
But that's relying on the community, and that community is it's still there, but it's never gonna. You never go back and experience that, right?
Well, I mean,
You
there's still
missed it.
there's still a semblance of community. I mean, it's not as good now as it was once, but there's still. I mean, I think if you'd never played an MMO and you went to that as your first one, you still have that sense of wonder. You'd still be amazed.
Yeah, it's true.
Speaking of World of Warcraft,
Oi, I've still got
Oh,
banter.
really?
Loads
Oh,
of banter
wow.
left.
Okay.
What are you doing?
Look at this jabroni over here.
Oh,
Who's this?
no, it's because he's a London type now. He hasn't got time for banter.
invited this guy?
He only has time for business.
Has anyone else got anything they'd like to share?
Yes, I do.
Good, go ahead.
Two things. Do you want the non-Pokemon thing or the Pokemon thing first?
Let's do the Pokemon thing first. Get out of the way.
So the other day, the GTS reached 100 million trades. That's the global trading service for anyone who is unsure. So you can trade your Pokemon
We were all
online with
sure.
anyone in the
I've got
world.
it tattooed on my arm.
yeah.
I was just checking. But basically 100 million trades have happened, which means they are now giving out a free fancy villain pattern to every single person that's ever bought the game. So James, when you get home, 3DS on, go to mystery gift, select receive via internet, and then you will receive your free fancy pattern for villain.
You're saying that like it's special, right? But if everybody who ever
Yeah,
bought
that's
the
it.
game
It is
has
worthless. It is worthless. However, if everyone has one and you don't, you're
then
a loser.
I'm special.
Yeah, that's true. He is special that way.
Okay.
Yeah.
So download it and then trade it to me, and then you're fine.
Then we'll both be special because you'll have
Plus-
2 and I'll have none.
Yes.
Can I get this pattern?
No.
Oh.
Only if you got X or
Plus, James, you shouldn't do it despite the fact that Zan told you it was a mystery gift and then told you exactly what was inside.
Yeah, that's the
She's
point.
ruined the
actually.
mystery.
Well, no,
That
mystery
was the
gift. They
one-
call it mystery gift, but it's
And everyone ruins it
everyone
for
always
you.
knows what it is.
Like socks at Christmas.
Yeah. But yeah, so that was the Pokemon thing, and that's quite exciting because everyone, like, they've been on their Pokemon forums, they've been counting down to this happening and
Oh
when it's
my
going to happen
God.
and stuff. I know, so it's quite exciting that it's there.
That's
Anyway,
like when you see those clocks in video game shops. They're getting down to the release of some crappy game that no one even cares about. It's like 8 days left. It's like no one cares about that game.
What have they done that? They do that for like big releases, but they do that for small stuff.
I remember seeing it for like a game that I was like, I think because they had the clock left over, so they just got the clock and just stuck up. I can't
Any
remember what
old
game it
game.
was. Just any old game. It was like 8 days till this game comes out. It's
Right,
like
okay.
eight
During
days
the lull.
till this new DS cover comes in or something. It's like no one cares.
and then my non-Pokemon thing is a personal achievement. I ran 10k on Sunday for the first time in my life.
How, like when you say run, do you mean actually start until finish? Just like faster
And I
than
didn't
walking?
stop running. Yes,
Not like running.
My running
Ridiculous.
speed. My
Not-
running speed averaged at 7.5 kph.
Not
bro.
running like you're getting chased by a mugger running.
No,
Like
I
a
am not
nice-
that
Oh,
fast.
I'm glad you
that
put it in
would be
perspective.
sprinting.
Yeah, if I saw someone,
I'm not that
yeah,
fast by
that's,
any
yeah.
means.
Because when I go to the gym, I can run like 2 kilometers, and then I'm done. I'm done, and I'm
You're
not
probably
coming
running
back.
too fast. If you run slower, you could go further.
I run at 11.
Yeah, that's fast.
That is
I
fast.
run
That's
it-
11 kph.
I run at a 10
That's
on a
very
gradient of
fast.
1. And I do like 5k and I'm dead.
But in terms of distance, to put this in your mind, I ran from the car park of the King Alfred's Leisure Centre on Hove Seafront
Yeah.
all the way along past the nudist beach at Black Rock, and I could see the words on the marina as I then turned around and ran all the way back again.
That was long. For anyone
So,
who doesn't
yeah.
live in Brighton, it's a long way.
Well, that's 10k.
Roughly 10 kilometers by my calculations.
Yeah, exactly.
Most people are thinking, what,
But
it's a nudist beach?
I did it in an hour and 14 minutes with strong headwind for the 5k coming back. So Neil reckons that added 4 minutes onto my time. So when I do it again this week, then hopefully I'll be an hour and 10.
I don't think there
But
is
I was very excited
I don't think
because
there
I've
is a
never run that
nudist.
far in my life.
I don't think there is a nudist beach down there. You know, you can't.
There is.
It's just a
Have
big
you
pile.
not?
They put a massive rock barrier up,
Yeah,
so you can't see anyone.
it.
I don't think there's anything behind it.
There are a lot
But
of
go
naked
over,
guys
Jack.
behind it, Jack.
Go over the
No,
top.
I'll get embarrassed.
You're actually in the Truman Show, and they put that up and said it's nudist beach, so you wouldn't go over the barrier.
I have a fear of
Yeah, that's
water.
the service entrance.
Yeah, that's where the door is to the free world, Jack.
God, what if,
But yeah, I was
who'd
really
watch
proud.
that?
Jack, if you
if
steal
I
a
was
boat,
the Truman Show,
if
blimey.
you steal a boat and just start sailing, you'll hit the edge, Jack. Believe.
But Jack's scared
I'm not
of
meant to be
water.
saying this.
If that happened, I know you're all actors in the show, and it's my life. But if that actually did happen, I crashed into a wall, I'd have a heart attack and die there probably.
Really?
Yeah, you'd freak out. My mind would explode.
Wouldn't you be like, wow, this is amazing?
No,
I
because
wanna
you've
see what
seen the
happens?
Truman Show, so you understand the concept. It's
It's
not
not
like
based on
the thing
life,
is,
though, isn't it?
there is an actual psychological condition that has arisen
Oh, yeah,
post the
yeah.
Truman Show being made. There are people who go to psychiatrists because they completely believe that they are living their own Truman Show. They believe
Well,
there are
there's
hidden
that.
cameras everywhere. They believe everyone they know and love are actors. They don't believe any of it is real.
I guess
can't
that's an
remember what it's
extension of
called.
like the imposter syndrome.
Is
that was
it
around
called
before.
imposter syndrome?
Yeah,
Well,
no,
that's not
but
specifically about TV shows.
It's
and
not.
stuff.
This isn't specifically about TV shows. People are just linking it to the Truman Show because they've seen that as a point.
Oh, okay.
There must be a
I
way.
thought it was arisen from...
There must be a way that you can prove it. There must
Well,
be
yeah.
something you
Even
could
if you
do.
could, though, they wouldn't accept the proof because
No,
it's
but
a mental
there
illness.
must be
Yeah.
some very logical way of going, I can prove you're not in a TV show and do something, but I don't know what.
Yeah, sail until you get back to where you started, and then you know it's not a TV. You know
not
it's
a
not a
TV
studio
studio.
at least.
Yeah, but you just jump on a plane or something, and before you know, people could just be holding up a screen outside the window.
That's why you have to sail. Just steal a boat and sail forever.
Got anything to share, Anthony, or do you want to go straight to competition time?
Hey, Anthony, what's your new job like?
Yeah, Anthony, tell us about feathers.
Whose new job?
How are you
How's
making...
London? How are your flatmates?
How
What
are
are
you
they called?
making the commute pass by?
My commute's very short, so I don't have to.
Does Anthony not sell feathers?
Sell feathers.
I thought
On the
I
street.
thought he was collecting rocks.
On the seashore.
Yeah.
Are you
He
not like the
sells-
pigeon lady from Mary Poppins walking around going, "Ooh, why are these pigeons?" What is it?
Was there a person?
Yeah, that woman.
Was there a person
I
in
can't
Mary
remember, there's a
Poppins who sold
character-
pigeons?
There's a character in Mary Poppins, I swear she's got something to do with pigeons. I can't remember
Yeah,
now.
there is.
What does she do? What does she sell?
No, you're
She
thinking
feeds
of
the
the-
bird. She feeds the bird feed.
Did she sing?
Bird.
Did she sing the song? Yeah, it's up.
Yeah.
No, you're thinking
Wow.
of the crazy old lady in Home Alone 2.
Yeah.
In the park.
With the doves.
I always get Oliver Twist and Home Alone 2 mixed up.
Well, you just got Mary Poppins.
I'm getting that one mixed up as well.
Jack's terrible with the Die Hard films.
Yeah, oh, they're all over the show. Do you want to go into competition then, Anthony?
Yes, I do.
Boom, yeah. Paul Monaghan giveaway.
Yeah, the Paul Monahan giveaway. Last episode, we were giving away Thomas Was Alone and To the Moon, because neither of them features combat, and both of them start with a T, which is a great theme. I think you'll all agree.
Loving it.
And the winner of that was Giant Box, whose name is also
Hey.
P. Bob. So
Peter Bob.
I feel like Giant Box is an easy name to refer to because I'm not sure what the P stands for. And I don't want to know. So we're going to contact you on Twitter and send you your codes. Next episode, we are giving away 3 games on Steam, okay?
Whoa.
1, Star Wars Republic Commando, which is a fantastic game
So-
you all need to play.
33% more than we normally give away.
Well, we gave away 2 last time, so it's... Oh yeah,
50
33.
No, it's 50% more.
It is 50% more.
50%
more.
Yeah,
Damn
it's
it.
half again. Yeah.
Oh, so close.
Yeah, so we're giving away
17% out.
yeah.
Star Wars Republic Commando, which is a fantastic shooter. It's from a few years ago. It's from like the Xbox.
Did you say the theme already, or did you say that afterwards?
No, I'm going to say it afterwards.
Okay.
Well, actually, there is no theme, so I'm not going to say it at
Make
all.
one up. Make one up. Keep going. Put the games you got.
We're giving away Grid, which is a fantastic racing game. By all
Yeah.
accounts, better than Grid 2. Although I haven't played Grid 2 because, by all accounts, Grid 1 is better, and I've played that already.
Grid 1 is a lot better.
And The Last Remnant, which is a fantastic JRPG, one of the few JRPGs that was released on the PC ever.
Yeah.
So have fun with that. So you can win all 3 of those games if you get onto Twitter, find the competition tweet, retweet it. You'll be entered to win next episode.
And the theme is.
The theme is games I have in my Steam account, minus Mashed, which we're giving away a different week.
I was going to say themes with vowels in their name. Vowels is a theme.
Can you think of a single game that doesn't have a vowel in its name?
13.
Oh! Except I think it's spelled
it's
with as the
XII.
word.
Damn it!
But no, it's
XII.
actually... Well, yeah.
Oh no, it is spelled as the Roman.
Does a
yeah.
Roman numeral count as a letter,
Technically.
though?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it does count as letters.
I mean, because we don't use them the same way Romans use them, so.
It's got to be a game that doesn't have a vowel in its name.
N+. plus.
Yeah.
Oh.
VVVVV.
Yeah, there's probably loads of them, guys. You don't have to think of any.
Let's list all of them.
Tweet us if you can think of any, guys. The first three you get is Metal Gear Solid. No, you're wrong. Incorrect. No, if that was me, oh, don't do it now. But if it was me, I would just start tweeting us clearly games I've got like Resident Evil. No, you're wrong.
please don't
Tomb
do
Raider. No,
that.
you're wrong.
Ah.
Do it.
Ah. Oh, cool. Right, so yeah, we're here to talk about Warcraft 3. So before we do that, let's have a brief blurb on the game from our guest voiceover this week. It's Chris and Ollie over at Easy as ABXY.
Hi, this is Oliver, and I'm here with Chris. We're Easy as ABXY, a new YouTube channel where friends teach friends to play video games. Today, the Retrograde gang will be discussing Warcraft 3 Reign of Chaos. It's a fantasy real-time strategy video game released by Blizzard Entertainment in 2002. It is the second sequel to Warcraft Orcs and Humans, and it is the third game set in the Warcraft fictional universe.
The game takes place in the fictional world of Azeroth. Several years before the events of the games, a demon army known as the Burning Legion, intent on Azeroth's destruction, corrupted a race called the Orcs and sent them through the portal to attack Azeroth. After many years of fighting, the Orcs were defeated by a coalition of humans, dwarves, and elves known as the Alliance. The surviving combatants were herded into internment camps, where they seemed to lose their lust for battle. With no common enemy, a period of peace followed, but the Alliance began to fracture. The game proved to be a bestseller and one of the most anticipated and popular computer game releases, with 4.5 million units shipped to retail stores and over 1 million units sold within a month. Warcraft 3 won many awards, including Game of the Year from more than 6 different publications.
Thanks, Chris and Ollie, and make sure to check out their YouTube channel over at youtube.com/user/easy as ABXY, or you just follow them on Twitter at easy as ABXY. Christ, I got that so wrong. Right,
So many vowels.
Wait. At easy as ABXY. That should be really easy because it's just a layout of the controller. I'm such a monkey. And yeah, all of the links to that will be on our show notes on Psychon. And if you've got a blog, do what they did, because if you've got a blog, podcast, or website, or whatever you want to promote, get in touch with us, and you can be our guest voiceover for one of our future shows.
How much does it cost, Jack?
It costs nothing.
Nothing? What a bargain!
Apart from my time, which is worth nothing.
And their time.
And their time, which is worth like loads of money.
It costs your time, which is worth loads of money.
Yeah, exactly.
Still don't do it.
So, Lizanne, you made a pretty good purchase this week, I hear, by all
did.
things. What did you do?
Actually. Well, after the epic run that I did on Sunday, I accidentally left my earbuds in my running shorts and chucked them straight in the washing machine.
You wrecked your headphones, did you?
So I wrecked my headphones. So I really needed some new headphones, obviously, so I can do all my running. So I thought to myself, hang on.
I don't think you could buy headphones many places. So
you really can't?
You can't, yeah.
And especially not for such a good price, for such good quality. Tweakedaudio.com actually have amazing earphones, and they do free worldwide shipping from their warehouse in California.
Well, rumour has it they've got all shapes and sizes. Not rumour, because you've been on the website.
I have been on the website. They really do. They have lots of pretty colours.
Confirmed all shapes and sizes.
Yeah.
Of
All
headphones.
shapes and sizes.
And I hope Lizanne didn't do this, but she may have done it. And if you use the promo code Retrograde when purchasing, you'll get 33% off, free shipping.
I did use the promo code Retrograde
Oh,
when
they're going to come
purchasing.
after us now. It's on those ones where friends and family can't enter. Friends and family of me
You
can't
never told
buy
me
these.
that.
No, they can.
I'm not
Go
your friend
nuts.
or family.
Yeah, it's okay,
fine.
you're not friends or family.
Yeah, go-
I'm your co-host.
Go nuts, guys.
Jack,
Yeah.
how many headphone companies is that now that are coming after you? The sixth one.
Well, Dr. Dre's knocking down my door, I think. He's after me. He's always singing about me in his songs. But yeah, make sure you check out tweakedaudio.com, just like Lizanne did, and get yourself some fantastic headphones and use Retrograde as your promo code, and you get loads of stuff, which is fantastic. So yeah, boom, finally we're on to Warcraft 3.
Those guys are scrabbling now so that they stock all shapes and sizes, because you said all shapes and sizes, which means no shape or size cannot be stocked.
I bet
but
they
that
don't have
expression,
dodecahedrons.
I was going to say the same shape.
That's a cool
Literally the
shape,
same
isn't
I
it?
hope the guys at Tweaked Audio going, falls on him, look what I just made. It's like, it's like a 50p
They've invented
piece.
their own saying. Fools on him. Fools on him, lads. Hey, Bob, streets ahead on that saying, by the way. Cool beans.
Oh, Warcraft 3.
Yes.
Yeah.
Make love, not Warcraft. James?
Don't tell me what to do.
3.
That's a funny
Why did you pick the game, James? This
Why
was your
did
game,
I?
you picked it, why did you pick it? So, Jack, I'll host the show, you giggle to yourself in the corner.
Jack was trying not to spill drink out of his mouth because I said something extremely funny, apparently.
Wait, you said the number 3.
That was the funniest thing you've ever said.
What? No, it wasn't.
It really wasn't, Jack.
Miles.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jack has the giggles.
Oh, I'm crying. That was fantastic. End the show there.
Is that the crazy
Good night,
piece,
everyone. We're out. Go on, James. Why did you pick Warcraft 3?
I really enjoyed it.
Show's over. That's all we come here to do.
Literally the funniest thing you have ever said.
Let's dive into the fact that from the start, all the way back when I was like episode 3, the first game I put down for fun was World of Warcraft.
Yeah,
and I looked,
I would have loved to do that. I would
no,
have
you
loved to
didn't,
do
because
that.
the moment I put it, you went,
No,
that was me.
Lisanne and Anthony
was it
went,
you two?
I
Oh,
was
right.
like,
And I've always wanted to do World of Warcraft on this
yeah,
show.
well, we should still do it, bro. Ignore these jabronis. Let's just do it, me and you, like the good old days.
I want them to be in my guild.
Oh.
But yeah, so World of Warcraft 3 is kind of the spiritual prequel.
World of Warcraft 3, the spiritual prequel. To World of Warcraft 4, Arthas' Reckoning.
Oh my god!
Oh, what a show, ladies and
Spiritual
gentlemen.
He's got summer madness.
I don't know if it's such... Anyway, it doesn't matter. Yeah, World of Warcraft 3, so why?
No, it's not called
keep
World of
calling
Warcraft
it
3.
World of Warcraft 3.
It's
That's
just
what-
Warcraft 3, bro.
Oh, they should call it World of Warcraft 3.
The Frozen Throne.
No, because World of
No, 'cause-
Warcraft 1 hasn't finished yet.
Yeah.
That game has legs. It's really long. People are trying to complete it. It's like 800 hours long.
Well, we shouldn't be talking about it, but I just read the other day how one guy's managed to get to level 80 just staying in the tutorial.
Yeah. I
Double
saw
agent,
that.
double agent. It's not just a tutorial agent. Basically, with the recent expansion, they released a new race that, until like some low level, can be a neutral faction, and then you have to join one of the factions and do all the quest stuff. But this guy stayed in the starter area. He got a profession that gives you like 1 XP per herb you get, and he's just mined all the herbs on that place for like 5 million hours. Which is pretty. I think that's pretty weird. Actually, I'm not sure I condone that because that's a huge investment for what?
You sure it wasn't bottom?
Well, I imagine he can sell
Well,
that
it's
character,
news.
can't he?
No, but nobody's gonna buy
I mean,
that.
we're
like,
talking about him, so he's done more than we have.
we talk about
What?
ourselves a lot.
I
though.
do loads.
And people talk about us on
There's
Twitter.
not another podcast where they're going, and there's Retrograde guys.
Yes, they are.
They've been
Yeah, they
grinding.
are.
They've been grinding up for a while.
Do you not?
Retro Asylum had us as a
And
guest.
I guess I should
that's
remember with that
right.
time we went to London.
Yeah, whatever. Okay.
I feel like we are more famous than the. Well, probably not anymore because he did World of Warcraft
I
stuff.
never get invited to any like cinema openings or anything like that though. Don't get
Oh,
invited. to
Don't you?
You
You're
guys?
not getting your
I
invites.
saw you
Three
guys.
of us.
We went to the Video Game Review Awards.
I saw you
We
guys.
won,
At
man.
We won every one.
I saw you guys at the premiere of Edge of Tomorrow the other day. It really upset me.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
met Will Smith. That was
Tom
Elysium.
Cruise.
Isn't that film like 5 years old?
Wait, Will Smith wasn't in Elysium. That was Matt Damon and Jodie Foster.
Which one was
Oh.
Tom Cruise in?
Which was
Edge-
the one?
Tom
Edge
Cruise.
of, Edge of Tomorrow.
Which was
Is
the
that Edge
one?
of Tomorrow?
Was he?
It's like Groundhog Day but
Will
in the
Smith
future.
and his son did the loose Scientology one. Is that the one you're thinking
Oh, yeah.
of?
Oh, what was
I
that
can't
one
remember the name of
called?
it.
World's End or something.
Isn't that Edge of Tomorrow?
No, that was.
That's Edgar Wright.
Yeah.
Oh no, you're thinking of Fresh Prince of Bel Air. Right,
I'm thinking of Wild Wild West.
back to Warcraft of World 3. Okay, let's talk about this game because it's getting ridiculous now. I'll go first. Well, not that I'm going first, but I never played
James, I
it.
don't think James even finished.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
did you
literally
not?
got
He
one.
did.
Basically, I enjoyed it.
That's what he said last time. He definitely finished.
Ah, wasted.
You know what?
Well,
You go.
let's just throw it out there. Do you know, I didn't really feel much for it. You know why I didn't like it too much?
Why not?
Because it wasn't a World of Warcraft.
When I'm playing a real-time strategy, I'm on the opposite end. I like building bigger and bigger and bigger, and this game didn't really want me to get bigger. It was almost like a role-playing strategy game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, hang on. Warcraft is an RPG.
Well, World of Warcraft is an
No, it's
RPG.
an RP.
This is an
RTS.
RTS, but it's kind of like a. I like.
Real-time
Do
strategy.
you remember there was a game called Cossacks, where you would build like in this game you build 10 units. I think that's all you could select at once, unless I was rubbish at it. Right.
I don't know this game.
Anyway,
are you talking about
Oh no,
Warcraft 3?
Warcraft.
Oh yeah,
3.
there's a unit limit. Yeah.
And I hit it so quickly when I play my real-time strategy games like Cossacks. You ever played it? All kind of like Age of Empires. Like Cossacks, you'd get thousands of units, and like Total War, you get thousands of units. And I'm a sucker for big units.
Yeah.
I did like in Warcraft 3 how you go around. There'd be like quests on the map, like go kill this dragon. That was quite cool because I'm used to in my real-time strategies just building an army and then attacking the other base. Like there's nothing
Yeah.
else to do apart from maybe collect minerals or collect relics
It's-
or something
yeah.
like that. But so that I wasn't very comfortable with that. I can see why people would love it, but I like things like Populous at the beginning where you build a massive army and you go,
Yeah.
right, I'm going way up these boys over here now.
It's a lot more
That's it.
action based.
Yeah.
It's a lot more about unit on unit interactions
And,
than it is
like,
about like base building and expansion.
And I found the whole thing of having a hero who can cast spells a little bit like. I'm a bit of a sucker where I just like throw in, like I guess in Populous at the beginning you use the shaman and stuff, but I just like throwing my army in and going, go!
You like selecting everyone and
Yeah.
then right clicking the enemy base and just watching what happens.
Yeah, and then just going,
What you
like,
want is
like pouring hot water
Supreme
onto an ant
Commander.
farm.
Supreme Commander or TA if you want worse graphics.
The Supreme Commander is.
Supreme Commander? Hmm.
Yeah.
That was the spiritual successor, and I'm using that term correctly this time. To Total Annihilation.
Oh, cool. Well, I've Age of Empires and Cossacks Poplar's the Beginning. Those are my strategy
They're
games.
definitely
that I
different
like.
kinds of games.
Yeah.
I grew up with. I remember installing Warcraft 2. Okay, bit of a history lesson here. Warcraft 2 on my dad's Packard Bell.
Nice.
And I remember that it was on a demo disc, right? So I didn't have the full game. It wouldn't install the first time properly, so I cried.
How old were you? 15.
Yeah, I was about to say 15 as well. we've all got the same
Were you really 15?
great minds think alike. I don't think I was really 15,
Okay.
no. I'm going to say that and then not try and think how old I was so that you don't know how
Okay.
old I was and still crying about computer games.
20.
It was last weekend. But yeah, I tried to install that. It didn't work first time, so I cried. Then my dad went in and installed it for me. Very kind of him. It worked that time. I installed it. I did not understand how real-time strategy games worked at the point. I got my base, first level, you've got like 3 units. I thought they were all enemies. I was like, that guy's right there with a bow and arrow. Kill him quickly. So I sent my knight over to kill my archer. Butchered him in cold blood. Archer didn't even fight back, so he was like, why are you hitting me? Why are you hitting me? I've lost my arm, why are you hitting me? And then I figured out that there were other enemies on the screen. So Warcraft 2 was a big game in my childhood, because I've actually learned how to play it. And then Warcraft 3 obviously came later, and made everything bigger and better, and also slightly chunkier, because the graphics were worse.
It was whoa.
No, I agree.
What?
Yeah, no, it was on that transition between 2D and 3D.
I think Warcraft 3 is a pretty game.
No, the graphics were good, but they were worse than Warcraft 2 aesthetically.
I don't know. I think the game has a pretty timeless art style.
No, it does. I agree with you completely, but just comparison to Warcraft 2, the style.
I actually haven't played Warcraft 2.
I think Warcraft 3, playing it now, looking at the year it came out and what was around at the time, I thought it looked a bit shonky.
You're
to
off
be
your
honest.
tits, man.
The character models I thought looked a bit shonky.
Yeah, but it's an RTS, so it's rendering like 50 characters at once. Like that's kind of
I
in
guess-
isometric games like that, they never have, because obviously it zooms in like during cutscenes and stuff. But really, that game is mostly played from like 100 feet in the air, so it's not.
This came out in 2002.
Yeah.
Just wanted to point that out, a little bit of trivia for you guys. Remember that year? Oh, that was good. Woo.
What about you, Liz?
I didn't care for it, unsurprisingly.
What about the graphics, though?
No, visually, I thought the graphics were beautiful. They were really, really nice. But it was far too overcomplicated for my simple.
I
little
get
mind.
that. Yeah,
It
it's
is.
actually it's a difficult game.
This is it. Having never played any Warcraft games at all, apart from the guy I was going out with at uni, forced me to make a character on his World of Warcraft.
What character?
And I
was
tried
it,
to
Sam?
play it. This
Let's
was
not
10
talk
years
about
ago.
It was
Yes.
probably a night elf hunter. That's
Let's not
this
talk
was
about
10
this.
years ago. And I made a character
What
on
was
there
his
and then
name?
tried to
Why did you
play
break
it.
up?
Yeah, I'm not going to go into that.
So, some other games that came out at the time, just say, was Allied Assault came out at the same time, Jet Set Radio Future came out the same year, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3.
Shouldn't you save this for trivia?
No, I'm just saying, in terms of graphics, I'm just surprised that at the time, Grand Theft Auto 3 came out at the same time as
But
game.
remember, Blizzard
I'm
have
saying-
a policy of making games that will run on a wide spectrum of machines and ones that focus mostly on the art style. So sure,
Like-
there aren't as many polygons and the textures aren't as high res.
Super
but
Mario Sunshine. That game was gorgeous.
Yeah.
Warcraft 3 looks better now than GTA 3 does.
Yes.
No,
By a
no.
long shot.
Yeah.
Now you are smoking something.
No, honestly,
Blizzard.
Jack.
Don't be ridiculous.
I'm smoking
Jack.
life, my friend. And Blizzard have always prioritised art style, and they do it with World of Warcraft, which is why, I mean, obviously they update it every time they update it, but that's a bit of a redundant sentence. Obviously they update the graphics every time they update the game, but they've always been good at making art styles that stand the test of time.
Yeah.
And I think they did it with Warcraft 3, especially over that troubled transition between 2D and 3D that a lot of companies failed at.
I was impressed with it.
It was playable, don't get me wrong, I visually, but no, yeah, it wasn't like I looked at it and went, oh dear. But I certainly looked at it, I didn't go, whoa, this has stood
surprising.
the test of
I
time.
just imagine you sitting in your computer on your own in a room alone going, oh dear.
No, I mean,
Okay.
all I'm saying is that, okay, something like, say, let's take from random, Grim Fandango came out like 4 years before.
It's not a fair
That
comparison.
Can you
art
pick a
style,
game that I've heard
that
of?
Grim
stayed-
Fandango
that
had
holds
pre-rendered
up.
backgrounds, though, didn't it?
That's what
Did
they
it?
sort
Or were they
of.
hand-drawn?
No, they were like pre-rendered sort of.
Like it's
backdrops.
not rendering it in real time either way. So
I'm just saying, like, Super Mario
That game is
Sunshine
rendering, like,
has
12
held up
triangles.
graphically. This hasn't.
Super Mario Sunshine was releasing on a GameCube, and it was that was 2002.
2002.
Yeah, and it was the flagship title of a new console that was super powerful, and
also, Jack, people are people are like literally millions of people are playing Dota 1 today. So like loads of people are playing games on this engine. Like it's still.
Oh, yeah, but I'm not saying
And
the
think about
graphics is
it.
why they're playing.
And think about it, right? Yeah, like James said, Blizzard had to make sure it ran on really crappy PCs, and the GameCube was literally as powerful as a Wii cut in half, Jack. I mean, that's a lot of power.
Damn, that's powerful.
Yeah,
That's
half
very
a
true.
Wii.
I'm just saying that for 2002, I expected a little bit more.
Really? Like is that?
Do you remember 2002?
Oh, it was good times. Good times.
That was during the lost decade. Jack's student years.
It's when I was in the gutter looking up at the stars, drinking away.
Thinking up the title to
Nice.
the Hitchhiker's Guide.
Yeah, that's right.
Because you just reminded me of the story of him taking up the title to the Hitchhiker's Guide.
I was more thinking of the quote, who is it, Oscar Wilde? We're all lying in the gutter, but someone's looking up at the stars. Is that Oscar Wilde?
Oh,
Sounds
so.
like one of the empty witticisms he'd come up with.
seems like someone's not looking up at the stars from the gutter, James. I'm talking about you. Because the listeners can't see that I'm looking directly at James when I say that.
One of my favourite things about Warcraft 3, Latana, would you feel comfortable disclosing how much of the game you played? I don't expect you to play it a lot because it's not accessible.
Because I haven't played a lot, because I found it completely inaccessible.
Okay. But the story is one of my favourite game stories. It's cheesy
skipped
fantasy,
it, didn't
but
like
the
it.
story is amazing. It's really engaging. The characters are memorable. It's very derivative, especially from the Warhammer franchise, but it's really, really well done.
What is the storyline?
Basically, there's this you know what like a paladin is in like
No.
fantasy. Well, it's like this guy who's all holy and he's like a holy knight basically.
Okay.
And he's going around fighting people, and basically he goes to the North Pole to fight some demons and stuff, and there's this big evil sword that he gets, and he's like, oh, I want to kill a demon, so I need to get this sword to kill demons better. And he's trying to save all his people and stuff, and he's this like really virtuous good guy, and then he gets the sword and he's like, oh wait, but it's an evil sword, but he doesn't know that. No, he gets a helmet, it's an evil helmet, and then he gets a sword, it's an evil sword, and it's like, oh. And basically it kind of charts his descent into just madness.
Okay.
But it's actually quite gradual, and like you kind of stop relating to his aims eventually, and basically he becomes like a big antagonist.
I played the wrong game.
No, it takes a while.
Oh, okay.
Plus the Frozen Throne goes into that as well.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
And basically, like, he culls an entire city of people because he thinks they might be infected and stuff, and it's like he becomes a bit of a bad guy. But it's really cool. It's just really well done.
So you're fighting against him the whole time?
No, you play as him, which
Okay.
is also cool. But
This is probably why I found the game so confusing. I didn't get what was going on at all.
But one of
and
the
I couldn't control anything.
One of the best parts of the story was Blizzard's phenomenal cinematics.
Yeah.
Which I doubt any of you would have a problem with because they're beautiful.
They
Even
haven't aged very well.
Oh, come on.
They haven't aged very well.
Blizzard has, I think, actually possibly the best CGI
They do, no,
department
they
in the
do.
world.
But I just in these particular ones don't look as crisp as they.
2002. Compare that to what CGI films were coming out in 2002. When did Toy Story?
Toy Story came out
come
like 96.
The original Toy Story was
97.
96. Toy Story 2 was about then.
Yeah, it looks
I think
so much
comparing
nicer than
video
Toy.
game developers CGI to film CGI anyways, it's kind of an unfair comparison. They haven't got the budget for it.
Maybe, but I mean, Blizzard are up there. It's so beautiful.
I was surprised at some of the stories I saw and some of the characters things. It was almost, maybe I didn't notice about Warcraft Universe, but it's almost very comedy-esque. There were sometimes where there was like almost characters, almost like they were breaking the fourth wall a little
Oh
bit.
yeah, they do that.
Oh, there's loads of that in every Blizzard game.
Yeah.
See, I'm not very familiar with Blizzard games. I didn't realise that happens so much. Like even little silly things, like when the guys finish building the house, he goes, "All done." It's almost comical, and even the way they move around and the kind of the what's it called, like the limbs ratio size of the limbs of the characters each other, proportions. Yeah, they're kind of odd. Everything's kind of almost
it's a cartoony style.
Yeah, and it's quite funky.
It's because it ages better than a realistic style.
It does. Yeah.
Boom.
No, they're very good on aesthetic, but no, they've always had the feature. Well, I'm not sure always because I'm not sure if it was in Warcraft 1.
I don't like when characters are the size of the building they're building.
That was a problem with Age of Empires 1, and the Age of Empires 2 they fixed it and made the castles actually huge. But
Like, there's a guy building a house. He's like, he couldn't even lay down in it.
he sort of just like fits in the
Here's
doorway.
my farm.
You've just said it's a cartoon style where they're out of
Yeah, but
proportion.
come on.
So therefore, all kind of proportion and perspective is going to be out.
Ridiculous though.
Plus, it will help with the rendering and with the.
No, I know, I just
It's
like
a lot
it to be
easier.
Also, when it's
size.
isometric, I'd imagine they have a reason for that. Like, they need to be able to fit a certain amount of buildings on screen. They need to be able to fit a certain amount of units on screen.
Yeah, there'll be
so-
some kind of grid system.
I'm gonna-
Like, this type of building takes up this many
Exactly,
squares,
yeah.
kind of thing.
Go on, Anthony.
But yeah, no, what I was going to say was that nearly every Blizzard RTS game has had a feature where if you keep clicking units, they start saying funnier and funnier things.
Yeah, I know so.
And they also have it in StarCraft, even though like that's a much more serious game. So they're very comical. Blizzard are very comical, even though they make very serious games in terms of gameplay mechanics.
Again, I was surprised that the orcs were so, like, had such great characters.
Yeah.
I expect the orcs to just turn up and go, big man must kill them, things like that.
It's-
But they were
it's
like
part
proper eloquent. These orcs, I could live among them.
Yes, I mean,
They're not Lord of the Rings orcs.
I know, that's what I'm.
Warcraft
basing.
orcs are actually there are lots of protagonists that are
Poor
orcs
guys.
in the
They just-
series.
Can't they all live together?
Blizzard are totally about the fan service though. I mean, there's a character Illidan, and he has like 2 sort of glaive things on each hand, and if you zoom in on them, they have little pictures of pandas on them.
Oh, yeah.
For no reason really. They ruined, well, they didn't ruin World of Warcraft with this, they ruined it with a lot of things, but one of the things that ruined World of Warcraft was their increasing reliance on the whole pop culture referencing, so eventually become every single quest you do be like a reference to a YouTube viral video or whatever, and it's just
Right.
like,
I'm going to say this, and I hope you couldn't do this in the game. Can I say you couldn't rotate the camera? Could you?
I don't think so.
No. Okay. Because that was the first thing I was sitting there going, "Can I rotate the
I
camera?"
think you could actually, but I don't quote me on that. I never did it.
I never
think
did
you
either
could.
because you could zoom in and out with a middle mouse wheel.
Yeah.
So
I think
I
you
did that a
could.
little bit. I didn't really bother, but I never rotated the camera. Which in like games like Populous at the Beginning you could do and stuff like that. But I just didn't. You couldn't do it in Age of Empires. I love Populous at the Beginning. If you haven't-
Oh,
if
you
haven't
must do. You've
figured
brought it
that
out so many times. I'm not sure I've ever played it.
Oh, it's fantastic. Let's talk about that for the next half hour. No, it's
What is it?
Populous at the Beginning
Right, okay.
It's like a
by
settlement building game,
Bullfrog. Oh, I love that.
but with God stuff in there.
I got hooked on it. But
Wait, what I was going to say was...
go on.
wait, what was I going to say? I'll go on to the next topic. This game inspired a really big esports scene. I mean, StarCraft had already come along. StarCraft 1, that was obviously before Warcraft 3. And Warcraft 3 was kind of paving the way for the 3D StarCraft 2. But even though StarCraft had a huge esports scene, Warcraft 3 did as well. And there are a lot of really big names who went across to StarCraft, like Moon, who were
And I
really
mean-
big in Warcraft 3.
And as an extension of that, obviously the Dota scene then grew to completely dwarf the actual Warcraft
Yeah.
3 scene itself. And that's actually I think that was a landmark moment for mods in games, because that was the first time in which a mod for a game, the first time I know, in which a mod for a game actually became more popular than the game
Well,
itself.
Counter-Strike.
Oh, so
Counter-Strike.
Dota is based on...
Dota was a lot
Warcraft
more
3.
popular than Counter-Strike, though.
Oh, I'm saying, but more popular than the game it was based on.
Oh,
I think
fair
Counter-Strike.
I'm
enough,
really
fair enough,
confused.
fair enough.
How
Sorry.
is-
Warcraft
was-
3 had a mod called Dota
Yeah.
Right.
that was
Okay.
free, and then it became...
And then it became Dota 2, which was made by
don't
Valve,
know,
which is the same system but in an updated engine. and
Right,
stuff.
okay.
So they made it commercial,
Okay,
well, not
right.
commercial.
I guess Dota has probably made more money now, but I still think Counter Strike was
Well, no,
probably
Dota's made
more...
no money. That's the
Well, no, for
magic of
items and
Dota.
stuff.
The original, I thought.
Oh, the original Dota, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would still put, if you had to put the most successful mod of all time, for me it's Counter Strike.
Dota's a lot more successful though.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know the stats.
Like hugely.
but, yeah.
Even
yeah.
Dota 2 is much more popular
I
than
guess-
Counter Strike these days.
Maybe even Team Fortress. No, not really. Actually, Team Fortress Clash 2. But sorry, I'm just.
I think on Steam right now, the people playing Dota 2 compared to Counter Strike is like a factor of 10 bigger on Dota 2.
Isn't the big tournament this weekend?
The big tournament started tonight, and I should be watching it right now.
You mean Brazil versus Germany? That's what you should be watching
Yeah.
right now, right?
God
But-
damn, I love some football.
I think the reason that Warcraft 3 and StarCraft 1, or Brood War I suppose, were able to coexist, even though they're made by the same company and were both being played competitively. Because usually you get, one RTS game played majorly, one FPS, and they just find a new one every couple of years.
Are you going to say this felt a lot more simpler? If that's a
No,
bit
no.
harsh.
It's almost
No?
the opposite. I think the reason they were both able to coexist is because StarCraft was more about large armies
Yeah, it's
and
more macro.
macro, and Warcraft 3 was about making like 3 units and a hero and then just going to harass the other guy.
Yeah, it was all about micromanagement and using your abilities correctly.
And that's
Okay,
why,
fair enough.
even though I love Warcraft 2 and I almost love Warcraft 3, the fact that they put so much more emphasis on the RPG elements, the hero progression, the micro and everything, made it less accessible to me, and that's what I didn't like. Because like you, I like building a large army and then just going to blitz the guy. Whereas this, you had to focus so much.
I think we're talking a lot about how inaccessible it is, but I think it would be a good point to mention that actually, in terms of RTSs, it is fairly accessible. I mean,
Oh,
I think
definitely for the
that's
campaign,
one of
for
Blizzard's
example.
one of Blizzard's key philosophies. I think
Yeah.
is making it as wide as possible.
Oh, I guess I mean it had a lot of depth.
The tutorials were pretty nice. The voiceover at the start I thought was really good, actually. The voiceover doing the tutorials I
Yeah.
thought was really clean and really crisp, and I had no problem learning the ropes at the start. But I'm still in this area where I'm thinking that it's still for me in between a real time strategy and almost like an adventure game.
Yeah.
It is like to me a role playing adventure game, a role playing strategy game. Like I
Yeah.
don't know if that even exists in RTP. Hold on, wait.
kind of like Dragon Age
RPS.
Origins.
Just trying to remember letters.
RPS.
Kind of like Dragon Age Origins in its combat, in that you have encounters in which you're microing like 4 or 5 different guys, really, and using their abilities properly.
It almost is like that. It's like the only thing they've tacked on is the resource management of just chopping down trees and getting gold every so often.
I mean, that works well.
Building a
I think
couple of houses.
it's quite a satisfying system.
Yeah.
I feel like it almost ushered in this age of strategy games that had extra bits, like Relics games. I mean, they're not role-playing style, but they made Dawn of War.
Oh,
Dawn of
yeah,
War?
yeah. Dawn of
Yeah,
War,
40k Dawn of War and
yeah, they're very Warcraft inspired.
Call of
absolutely.
Heroes, Call of Duty Heroes, Duty of Heroes.
Company of Heroes.
Company of Heroes, yeah.
Call of Duty Heroes.
And
Heroes
Relics
is a great
games
game.
are all like, they all had really good graphics, but they're all marked by the fact that they had like extra interesting
Yeah.
mechanics. Like in Dawn of War, you collected resources by taking points strategically around the map, not by harvesting. So I feel like Warcraft 3 was one of the first games that sort of said, okay, we'll do something different. They went off a different direction and everyone else followed. And it's almost a shame now because now RTS games hardly get released. I mean, Blizzard's one of the few companies making RTS games.
Yeah.
Most of them have gone...
You get quite a few like indie studios. It seems to be. I mean, Total War games are still
I
coming.
mean, that's what I was
out.
going to say, like Creative Assembly stuff, but that's really large scale and it's almost... There's still loads of like large scale simulation games coming out. And that's for people who are like war buffs and want to pit armies of thousands against each other.
Well, I think
Whereas
it's probably a casualty of the increasing popularity in consoles, right? Because there's genres that are pretty mechanically specific to PC, like point and clicks, RTSs, that sort of thing. They're just being completely swept under the rug because you can't port them to consoles.
And they tried a lot with games like
Halo Wars.
Halo Wars and
Retrograde.
CNC4, I think, was that one with the moving base.
God, yeah.
It's never worked. Really.
And those were all
So-
console focused, and yeah, they just didn't. So I feel like the RTS, I feel like the RTS genre as we knew it has already died, except for
Definitely.
Blizzard's. Attempts.
I mean, on Blizzard's on the Battle.net main website page, the newest expansion for StarCraft it's not even on there anymore. They've got Diablo, they've got Hearthstone, they've got WoW, but not the StarCraft banner because they're not advertising that as much because they can't port that, can they? But I mean, they've got Diablo 3 on consoles now. Hearthstone is everywhere, obviously. It's just StarCraft isn't as profitable anymore because it's only for PCs.
And only for esports players, I guess.
Yeah, because I mean, if you talk about inaccessible, yeah.
If I just quickly look at upcoming RTS games in 2014, Ethereum.
Oh, I can't wait for that game.
Like I said, I remember there was I've gone to bloody Games Radar, and it's one of those ones with a slide where you have to go page 2. Stonehearth.
Half.
Stonehearth.
Blitzkrieg 3. Yeah, I don't know any of these games.
No, there's not a lot of big names putting out.
Universe and Warfront.
There's not a lot of big games putting out. I mean, there are some. I mean, there are things like the TA Spring project, which is open source Total Annihilation,
Stronghold Crusader.
and obviously
2.
those guys from Gaspard Games or Cave Dog are making Planetary Annihilation.
Mhm.
So, like you say, there are indie companies making RTS games for people who really like them, but there's not a huge market for anymore.
There's definitely like maybe it's not, but there's definitely been a rise, I think, in like indie gaming, even on like iPads, a very kind of I don't know what the name for them is, but it's kind of very stripped down real-time strategy games where like you'll have a base and it's
Resource
constantly churning out
Oh,
resources.
yeah,
You don't
yeah.
have to actually do them, so you'll get like 100. There was one called, I think it was Flow or Dyson, I think. And
Dyson,
these-
yeah, that was you were planets and you were playing like little.
And I think these
Seed
have
type
started
things.
becoming quite like popular. And tower defense games kind of almost come off a real-time strategy
Well, to
in a
some
way.
extent, Farmville's in that as well as a real-time strategy game because you had to go and check your crops, otherwise they'd die and things like that.
I'm pretty sure Tower Defense started as a Warcraft 3 mod as well.
Probably, yeah. There are loads of Warcraft
No.
3 tower defense mods.
Low kind of immersion games, I think that's what they're called, where like they don't take much involvement. You kind of
Yeah.
trigger them off and then come back a day later, like Simpsons, Let's Tap, stuff like that. They've become quite popular. And it's a shame because I think actually iPads, especially with touch, it's a shame because one of the best genres I think would be on casual gaming for casual gamers to get into on iPad and things like that would be real-time strategy games because the whole clicking idea and dragging on the screen.
As long as they're
And
not
then
too.
being able to access it whenever you want.
Yeah, it almost
As
feels
long
like
as they're not
it's
too
made.
micro heavy. I feel like what's really happened, and obviously this is seeming obvious to me now, but I hadn't really thought about it before, was they took what was the real-time strategy genre and then unbundled it for things like tablets, and they made things like Dota, which is all the micro, not so much the base building.
Yeah.
Resource gathering games, which is the resource gathering from RTS, but not you don't have to worry about battles or micro anything.
Yeah.
Tower defense games, which is all about setting up your base and making sure it's secure. So they took all the interesting things from the RTS genre and then just separate them out into different
They
packages.
disperse them for the masses.
Yeah. And that means that if you like the resource management part,
I'm the masses.
we're all the masses.
I like all those individual games.
You like
but
Farmville?
when it first came out,
I got into
I was naive.
I got into Farmville.
I got out of that
Disappointed.
pretty quickly though.
But that's what makes a game like an RTS
Plants vs
inaccessible.
Zombies, Tower Defense.
Plants vs Zombies was great, but that's
If you want to be
Yeah.
a gamer, you've got to try all these
Tower
games.
Defense.
Yeah.
You've got to play the bad
Kind of.
games to know when the good games are
Defending
coming
the
out.
base.
But that's what makes a game like this inaccessible, Warcraft 3, because
It's too much, man.
you've got all three of those genres suddenly put back together, and you're used to playing only one of the three.
Maybe.
I think that was
That
my
makes
issue.
It makes it a bit like it's for very heavy people who want to, get into it. And
It's funny how when we go
Step
back and do
until
these
3.
games every time, and it kind of goes what you're saying. So I was thinking the other day how I've barely turned on my 360 in last month. I'll be honest, I'm
Who would?
hardly gaming much anymore.
Why would
and I
you
think
play
one of the
360
things
these days,
is
Jack?
that I don't know why, but it seems like time involvement and the effort. Maybe I've just become an impatient gamer. But something like Warcraft 3, one of the reasons I say this so many often for so many games we do, but it feels like it hasn't aged well. But it's not that; it's because I have not aged well as a gamer. No, but seriously, like, I can't be asked to give this game the time of day that it deserves.
This happens with every single form of video, though, doesn't it? I mean, classical
Yeah.
music isn't accessible to young people because they don't have the attention span. Old films like Citizen Kane, nobody appreciates them anymore because they don't have the attention span. Old literature, Jane Austen, nobody can appreciate it because they don't have the attention span. It's like people figure out what sells and what the kind of the fun, entertaining essence of those products is, and then they make them for more
Yeah.
people.
It's like that 4-second video of a dog running into a post that's the most hilarious thing ever.
Oh,
And it's got like a bazillion hits on YouTube and it's 4 seconds long.
A century of cinema.
if
Yeah,
I
it's
open,
condensed down to a dog running and then
Yeah.
whacking its head
This
on
is
the
what
post
we've
and
been
that's
led
the end
to.
of the video.
If I
It's
open it,
amazing, I'll
yeah.
show you later.
if I open a YouTube video and it's 40 seconds long, I'll skip to the last 20 seconds. I'm not waiting around. If it's clearly like a kid's going to ride his bike into a tree, skip to the end.
To be honest, I mean, even with like video game reviews, especially Rock Paper Shotgun, I just scroll to the final paragraph.
Yeah.
Or the number.
I know, I do that on Eurogamer, it's terrible.
Ugh, Eurogamer.
Nothing wrong with Eurogamer, I love Eurogamer. Just I skip to the last paragraph and just go, yeah, it's alright.
I thought you were a gamer with plagiarisers. No?
I don't know.
No?
I
Oh,
don't know. All the journalists plagiarise.
Their Metal Gear
plagiarise
Solid
each other.
4 review was ridiculously, insanely crazy, so...
like
whatever.
Metal Gear Solid 4.
Yeah.
Hey,
The...
You want to talk about the music, don't you?
Yes, I do. The
Of course
music.
you do.
before you
What?
start talking about the game again,
Oh,
I'm just going to
rubbish.
say
Oh,
something
sorry.
I remembered that I'm going to forget otherwise. I realised on the train today, everyone's complaining these days, because it kind of ties in with this conversation, about people looking at their phone.
Right.
Like you'll see on a train platform, that picture of the people on the train platform, they're all looking at their phone.
Yeah.
And then I was looking at a guy reading his newspaper and realised that it used to be that everyone just read newspapers and didn't talk to
Yeah.
each other. And now we've got phones which do the same thing if you're reading, news.
Yeah.
And everyone's complaining about it again. I'm wondering if anyone complained about newspapers at the time.
I much prefer people
And
sitting on their phones
books
because
and
I remember
things
sitting
like
on
that.
trains. Everyone's reading the same Metro paper. Everyone's got their arms open, so it's taking up more space.
Yeah, just read the
And I
guys
hated
next to
it.
yours.
And yeah, I hate this whole thing because people are like, oh, look at everyone. Like, what do you want everyone to do? Have a chit chat on the train. Go, all right,
Yeah.
everyone. Hey, John's here. Hey.
Let's have a sing-song!
Hey, commuter
And that
train
would
home!
drive me nuts. I don't know if this is a British thing, but if I'm like on a train, if someone next to me goes, "Oh, you had a hard day at work," I go, "Yeah, don't talk to me.
That is a British thing, absolutely.
Do not talk to me, mate." I'd be
In
like,
America, they talk to each other.
Especially
we don't
if-
here. We're too polite.
Especially if you don't know a guy on a train and you sit down next to him and he says, "Oh, you have a hard day at work." It's like, this guy's coming on to me.
I think that's
I would-
it's actually more of a southeast thing, I think, than Britain. Larger,
Yeah.
a lot of places in Britain, I think, especially smaller towns and stuff.
But
where
that's
people are
because the problem is being so close to London, a lot of people commute, and so
Yeah.
therefore it's ingrained from London
makes sense.
behaviour. So of course it expands out to the south.
London just ruins everything.
people try
But-
to talk to me when I've got my headphones in, and I'm just like,
OMG.
right, I've got to take these out now. What's going on? They're like, hot day today, innit? Oh,
Do
you
you know-
dick. Put my headphones back in.
Jack, do you know what I like doing sometimes?
What's that?
I like leaving my headphones in but not actually listening to anything, so that people think I can't hear what they're saying, and then
Oh, right.
overhearing their conversations. It's amazing.
Oh, that's good. I like being nice
It's
and
really
I
good.
like being nice and talking to people. But.
But James, you were going to talk about the music, I think.
Yeah. Blizzard make the best music in the industry.
Oh, you say this all the time.
Yeah, because it's true.
I always enjoyed the music in Warcraft 2 so much.
Warcraft
I
3's
can't
music is
remember
even better.
Warcraft 3's music.
Warcraft 3's music is even better. It's beautiful. I mean, for me, the Warcraft series music is ingrained in my mind mostly from World of Warcraft, but it uses a lot of the same themes. World of Warcraft has better music than any film.
It's not very catchy, though, is it?
Oh no, it does. It has had such a.
I'm not going to be humming Warcraft music.
It's had such a huge variety of talented composers work on it. There are more than I've got like a World of Warcraft Spotify playlist on my computer, and there are like 50 hours in there.
Oh, you must drop that at parties.
Yeah, totally.
People must go, oh, sick! It's the raid on Azeroth coming on.
Absolutely, yeah. That's how I get all the chicks, Jack. I try and tell you this all the time.
I've been in the car with Azam where she whacked on the Zelda Skyward Sword soundtrack.
So we drive. It's Skyward Sword soundtrack. It's the 25th anniversary orchestral.
So we drive long game like
get it right, Jack.
Crash into a wall.
One tune, one of them came on.
Crash into a wall.
Jesus, Jack.
Like that. Crash into a wall.
But Blizzard tend to hire really good composers, and they give them a lot of money to use an entire orchestra, like an actual full orchestra, and make some really beautiful orchestral pieces, which a lot of developers haven't been doing. Even Nintendo. Yeah. I don't know if Skyward Sword does this, but Twilight Princess used MIDI, which is ridiculous when you're a multi-billion-dollar company. I don't know, at least
it
a
will
few
be
millions.
billions.
Why are they doing that? But Blizzard they've used orchestras for like a decade.
Well,
now.
in Galaxies, they used
Galaxy uses full orchestra. Yeah.
But prior to that, they didn't really bother that much with it.
And it's a huge difference.
But they do
composed by
a lot of iconic theme tunes.
Tracy W. Bush, Derek Duke, Jason Hayes, and Glenn Stafford.
Derek Duke and Jason Hayes also did World of Warcraft stuff.
And each of the 4 playable races has different music.
Yeah.
Monistic music.
Monastic,
for humans.
Do you mean?
Yeah, probably.
Where's the word pointer?
Yeah, there is monastic.
Yeah, monastic.
Ambient and Native American sounding music for the Night Elves. Warlike African sounding music for the Orcs. And fast, haunting music for the Undead.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I always associated, had positive associations with the name Chris Metzen.
Really?
Because he did the really cool title artwork for Warcraft 2.
Yeah.
Of what are the ones with throwing axes called?
Ninjas.
No, they're not elves, not goblins.
Dwarves.
Are they goblins?
I don't know.
The ones that throw axes, they're not orcs. No, they're like hawks, but they've got mohawks, and they
trolls.
Trolls, yeah. And it's like a troll leaping at a human knight or something. And I always really liked that artwork, and it always said Metzen in the corner, so I was...
Chris Metzen has done a lot to ruin the Warcraft franchise.
I know, I hear bad things about him these days, I just haven't kept up with it.
He's a strange man. I don't think he has a place in a company that profitable these days.
Oh, we just lost a listener.
What, Chris Metzen?
He's crying now. He's turned off.
I'm impressed that he was listening in the first place. I'm honestly just happy that went on for as long as it did.
He heard his name drop, and he went, oh, and it all went downhill.
Finally! The guys on Retrograde are talking about me.
55 episodes later. Oh, no, I hope you're not listening. Anyone else got anything you want to share about the game before we go into the Retrograde part of the show?
I'm going to put this out there. I think it has the best single-player campaign from any RTS.
I think 4 playable races all doing different stuff was ridiculous at the time.
Yeah.
I think it was far too overcomplicated for a noob.
It was, definitely.
It was also apparently too complicated for now, obviously, because with StarCraft 2, they're releasing each playable race as an expansion pack.
That's just because they're lazy.
No, that's because Activision bought them and basically defiled them.
Yeah, Warcraft 2 was like the biggest example of... Like, CNC was out at the same Command & Conquer, and they had different, not races, but different factions that had different units. Warcraft 2 was one of the biggest problem children in the whole every race does the same thing, they just have different skins. And then Warcraft 3 came along and just blew it out of the water with ridiculous complicatedness. So that every person playing it in esports would have a completely different strategy just because they had to play a different race.
So under the hood, they are still surprisingly well balanced.
Oh,
they've got all that.
Blizzard is good at that.
In the early 2000s, Blizzard had some amazing designers, like really incredibly good.
One of my favourites, which people are going to listen and go, no, the Mario Kart games surprisingly balance their characters really well. Really well. Like, it's even
the Mario Kart games what?
Balance their characters really well. You think they're all the same, but actually they're really different and they do a really good job on it. Anyway, we should go into some... Oh, I don't really have any trivia. Do you want World of Warcraft trivia?
Yeah.
Yeah? Do you want it? Okay. World of Warcraft total playtime of 5.93 million years. Do you know what that means? People have been playing Warcraft longer than we've been evolving as a species. Dude. Pretty good. Although I like that stat. Because it's kind of cool. Oh, well, we've had fun. But then you think, well, people have been watching TV for probably like 50 million years.
Yeah.
So it's not really that impressive. But yeah, 5.93 million years.
I don't think it's meant to be impressive. I think it's meant to be
if you took all the time that people spent eating donuts, it's probably about 6 million years.
Donuts are good though.
Yeah,
This
they
is
are.
true.
So
I can eat donuts for 6 million years.
And it
The-
goes hand in hand with playing Warcraft. Oh, you see, because you have a hand on that and a hand with the donut, hand in hand.
oh,
No,
if
you would
I-
need 3 hands for
In
that.
terms of the
Because one of them's on your penis.
If I could play World of Warcraft and eat donuts all day, I'd be set.
people do that.
Oh yeah, like the guy
There's
who
a
made
good
that.
episode of
Well-
South
No, they
Park.
don't, you lie.
The episode of South Park when World of Warcraft came out.
That was a
everyone went crazy
really
for
good
it.
episode.
It was amazing.
Yeah. Although it was like 4 years after WoW came out. But, yeah.
If in terms of man hours involved, if everyone back in 2008, when it was at its peak, I think, stopped playing World of Warcraft and decided to write Wikipedia, it would take them 3 days. That's
Dude.
all. And it can't help but mention people dying because that brings the tone down, doesn't it? But yeah, obviously people have died. Of
People
Beijing,
died playing the game.
not playing Warcraft
From not
3.
eating.
No one, yeah, well, yeah, people always die playing these games.
A lot of the time it's Blizzard games. It's Warcraft, it's Starcraft, it's WoW, it's Dota.
Well,
How?
in 2005,
How?
a
they just don't stop.
A Beijing
Oh.
man playing under the name Snowly geared up for a particular challenging quest and proceeded to play for several days straight. He was found dead not long after in New Taipei City in Taiwan. Another 23-year-old died after playing for 23 straight hours in an internet cafe. Here's a bit that's pretty depressing. On a report, he fell asleep on the table several times, including falling off his chair, but would wake up again and continue to play in the game until one time when he fell down and no one went and checked on him and he
Wow.
was dead. Brilliant. End the show on that note. That's great. Retrograde time. James chose the game. How are we grading this?
Types of lampshade.
Is that because you can see my beautiful lampshade?
Yeah.
That's
Your
my-
Mary Poppins lampshade.
But
my-
I don't
that's my
want
disco
to. I don't expect
Made
you to
of
know. I
pigeons.
don't expect you to know different types of lampshade. So just describe the lampshade to me, and tell me why
Bloody
it's
hell.
like that.
My lampshade is multicoloured and it's all different sorts of textures. It's the patch quilt. What's this called?
Patchwork.
Patchwork.
Patchwork quilt of lampshades, because there's a lot of different things in there, a lot of different textures, a lot of different feelings, a lot of different things to experience, and it's a lot more patchwork quilt than the previous lampshade in the series, which was a bit bland, but also lovable.
My lampshade is one of those ones. Someone's going to have to help me on this. It's one of those lampshades you always kind of see in like episodes of Friends and stuff, where like they're like loads of bits of glass that are different
It's
coloured.
a Tiffany lampshade.
One of those, yeah, and they all stuck together because
James and I were just
colourful.
about to jump in with that, by the way. With that
colour-
answer.
Colourful.
They're worth a lot of money, real ones.
Yeah, that's the thing. They're colourful. People, rave about them. They're like really expensive. And it's, they're pretty, they do the job. But I don't really want to touch it because I know it's a lot of money and it's quite delicate. And it's just I don't need this kind of lampshade. I just want a good old-fashioned lampshade that's going to still light my life. And this thing's just, it's too much. It's too much going on here. People would love it. I wish I could have one in my home, but it's just too much. A bit like World of Warcraft 3. I'm just like, just give me what I'm used to.
World of Warcraft 3.
My lampshade isn't actually a lampshade. It's not there. There is no lampshade. There is just a crazy disco light bulb.
Oh. Okay.
And this game is like when you turn on the disco light bulb and it's all the craziness going on, and it's so confusing because you're like, why isn't there a lampshade on this light? This is crazy.
I do get
And
confused
it
when I see
doesn't
the disco light
exactly,
bulbs.
and it doesn't make sense, and it doesn't light the room properly, and it's all going on. There's the awkward whirring sound,
Yeah.
which unnerves you, and it's just really foreign and it's not usual, and you don't like it.
Can I just say to listeners, we're going to...
Although I do actually love my disco light bulb in my front room.
a new
so,
little feature
yeah.
called Jack's Recommendations for the week. Jack's Recommendation of the week, which Lizanne recommended to me, so it's kind of Lizanne's second-hand recommendation. Disco bulbs. Yeah, go on Amazon, look up disco bulb.
£8. No,
yeah,
£5.
Yeah. It was less than that. I
£5.
think mine was like $6 now. And honestly, fan-freaking-tastic. Stick it in a light bulb.
Normal
suck it.
light bulb fitting, turn it
Yeah.
on, you got yourself a party.
And it's
Bear
a
in mind,
proper-
only do this if you want a disco bulb. Otherwise, don't
No,
do
I
it.
It is
disagree.
brilliant. They are amazing.
But get one.
We keep ours in our main living room
Yeah,
right
I'm
now.
thinking about putting them in
We
work
just have
and not
it all
telling
the time.
people. So that at work, when it gets dark in like November, people are like, better put the lights on. Suddenly, instant disco.
Johnson will think he's had a stroke again.
Use them for mood lighting.
Oh, your gaffer tape finally
Oh
gave
no!
up,
Now
Jack.
they can hear the real me.
Don't spit.
But yeah, so Jack's recommendation of the week: disco bowl.
Cool.
Right, but maybe James's review of the week.
Yeah,
Jason's
my
really
review
lamp.
of the Fortnite. Actually,
You like lamp?
Yeah, Fortnite.
My lampshade is like
I love that.
it's made of delicious Belgian chocolate that you want to eat, and it's like melted on the inside, but it's still it doesn't drip off or anything you get there, and it's still like delicious melted chocolate. And you eat it, and it replenishes after you've eaten it, and you eat it, and it keeps replenishing, and you keep eating it, and it's delicious. It's really delicious. and you eat it, and you keep eating it, and after 10 years, it stops replenishing, and you eat it, and it's still really, it's delicious. It's as delicious as it ever was, and you eat it, and you eat it, and eat it, and then it's almost done, and as it's done, you look inside the lampshade, and instead of a light bulb, there's a brand new copy of Dota 2.
That was very surreal. Well done. That was lovely.
And that is my
I liked it, although I changed my answer.
Go on, him.
My lampshade is one made of human skin, because I always wanted a lampshade made of human skin.
Ew.
That happened, didn't it? Was it Mike Gaines, something like that?
Loads of stuff used to be
who
made
was-
out of human skin.
No, but the
Nazis
guy
did
who
that.
was based on the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. He was called Mike Gain or something, and he did that. He made like skin out of people. He
Made skin out of people.
He made skin out of people.
I read about a library
But the
recently.
Victorians used to do loads of it. They used to do loads of. They used the skin of convicts that had been hanged.
Wow.
And they used it to cover notebooks and make pens out of and stuff like that. Like, it's ridiculous. They did loads of. The Victorians did loads of stuff.
I heard about a university recently that's got a book bound in human skin in its library.
Yeah.
It might be in a Scottish university, actually.
Yeah.
Someone on Channel 4 programme 4 Rooms, they brought in a notebook which was covered in human skin with a tattoo from a sailor in the skin.
Nice.
Yeah.
As a child, I went to Auschwitz, and they had lamps
Was it
made
fun?
from human skin. It was very fun, and they had lamps made from human skin that had like
Yeah.
the barcode tattoos on them. So
Yeah.
thanks for bringing that tragedy to light, Anthony.
Yeah, no
Well,
problem.
that was a nice end to the show. Wasn't it? There you go, guys.
Hey Anthony, why do you like me by telling us about your job or your flatmates or anything about your life
He
in London?
sells feathers.
Right, okay. He's a
do
feather
your,
seller.
do your flatmates to keep buying up your human skin? They're like, no.
They're about to get a huge influx of
I
human
want to
skin.
wear your skin like a coat. That's what they're saying.
I'm wearing my skin like a coat.
That's a tight coat, and
It
Yeah, it's
fits
pretty
pretty
tight
well.
fitting.
snug around the genitals.
Almost like it's made for me.
I was wondering, if you could do
Snug
that.
around the... No, it's not.
Like, I wonder if
It's loose around the genitals.
It's so baggy.
It's all saggy.
if you peeled off like all your skin
Oh no.
and then put it back on.
You
No,
die.
you would die.
No,
You would die
it wouldn't
from
just go
blood
back on. You'd be like, oh, thank God for that.
No,
If-
you,
Go back on.
you would die from blood
Like it just
loss, yeah.
reattaches. all the arteries and stuff just reattach. So glad I wasn't off for long. Oh, I got some dust in there though. Oh, I got
Oh,
some
that's
dust in
gonna
it. Oh, I can't get it out now. It's like a bubble.
I'd leave a little hole for the
Jack.
pocket.
It's like an air bubble under a
It's not-
screen
I was
protector.
going to say, it's not a screen protector for your phone.
Did you ever used to do the thing as a kid when you'd get like a sewing needle and put
Oh,
it through the
God.
skin on your hand?
No, I never did
No.
that.
No? Anyone else do that? No.
Although my
No?
cousin
You mean the
did
bit on your
accidentally...
finger, not your actual hand?
No, you
My
just-
cousin did accidentally sewing machine her finger once,
Oh.
and they had to go to hospital to get all the thread removed because it proper threaded through her bone.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Once when I was a kid, I accidentally cut my throat with a shaving razor. They said I'd be brain damaged, and I was. I'm not, guys, don't worry.
Is that why your parents took you to Auschwitz?
That's why they were put in prison.
Oh God,
Freaking
this is
heck.
so dark.
Yeah. Let's
Sorry,
lighten up.
children.
Let's lighten up
Poor
with a
children in
goodbye.
Ireland that listen to our
Yeah,
show.
let's just wrap it up.
Why are
there.
these children always Irish?
Because that's where the Irish children.
That's
are
where all
listening
the
to
children
show.
are.
Oh, what are they called? St.
That's
Mary's
St.
CBS.
Mary's.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, if you're listening, guys, hey, this is a shout out. Yo, don't mind the Nazi Auschwitz skin
Yeah,
stuff.
if you're listening, this is life, kids. This is what life is.
This is life.
It may not be
being
pretty,
scared.
but
Cheeky
it's
girl-
a hard
cheeky girls
knock
know
life,
that one.
okay? Listen to Annie, she knows what she's talking about. Right, anyway, thank you for listening, and all information, all links regarding this podcast, and all as well of all the other sister podcasts on Psycon can be found at psycon.net. Don't know why I say that like that, but anyway, so make sure to check it out. And just a reminder that the Retrograde podcast is hosted on the Psycon network, kindly. So head over to Psycon, CSICON.tv, and become a patron of our show, and we can buy more equipment, which makes us sound even better and do more episodes, which is yay!
Maybe we'll be able to buy a fifth member.
Well, we've worked up. I mean, if we were a Kickstarter show, we started by getting a table. Do you remember we didn't even have a table? We just sat on our
Oh
laps.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Well, you know, we had a table.
We
It was
had
just
the-
a
we had
rubbish
the-
table.
So like, if we had like
trestle.
5, yeah, we had like
The
trestle
balancing
that I
trestle.
literally
I found in my
falling apart.
garden, and like, so yeah, we got a table. Now we got the mixer. I don't know what the next thing in the Kickstarter level
We got
would
spit
be.
guards.
Bionic eyes.
Spit guards, yeah, that was good. Spit guards was good.
We need better
Headphones.
microphones.
You said we
next.
were going to get headphones from Tweaked Audio.
Yeah, we need to get some headphones so you guys can listen to what you're saying while you're saying it.
Twix is for everyone.
Yeah.
Twixes.
Yeah. But yeah, we're going to be back in 2 weeks playing Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2.
Oh. Who chose this?
Jack.
I did.
Why not 3?
2 is better.
3 was better.
2 was
Let's
better.
save it for the show.
Save
Let's save it for the
They're
show.
all the same
guys.
game.
Why not play
Just putting it
Underground?
out there, it's
Because
all
that's
the
on my
same game.
phone. Oh my god, it's coming from... I will save it for next show, you Pokemon woman.
Why aren't we doing Underground, though? That's my question.
Well, yeah, anyway. So, yeah, make sure you play Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2 before the next episode. I can't wait to put the music on that. I mean, Warcraft may have the best music, but it didn't have Goldfinger and Offspring, did it? But anyway...
Go back to the early
Who's putting their
2000s,
finger in Offspring?
Oh, I'll save that joke for next week. I'll bleep that one out. Guys, tune in next week.
You could just bleep out everything we say and then say it yourself, like as an original
Or
idea.
just do it at the start of the episode. Hello, welcome to Retrograde. I'll save it for next week, and then just cut it off there. But yeah, that's a goodbye. Oh yeah, don't forget to enter our competition on Twitter, where you can follow us at Retrograde Show.
Yep.
Fantastic. So that's goodbye from me, Jack Marshall. Goodbye from Anthony Hobday.
Goodbye.
Goodbye from Lizanne Fisher.
Bye.
And a goodbye from James McFadden.
I've been watching Mythbusters recently. I binged a few episodes last night, and I think that Carrie Byron is only there because she's hot. Because the others are like science guys, but she's just like a model. Anyway,
Isn't she married to one of them?
whoa.